Hello, and welcome back to the original Larry D's Food for Thought. Today we will be, of course, reading out of that old King James Bible as usual. Be reading out of the Old Testament and out of the New Testament to the law and to the testimony. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. All right. Also be going over a few scriptures today concerning the title. Let us be kind one to another. Let us be kind one to another. Okay. I am going to share these scriptures with you right quick here. You can jot them down if you like. But yeah, I'm telling you, people, everywhere you go today, man, all you see is hate, oh, strife, discontent towards one another. You don't see any kindness anymore. You can't even speak to anybody anymore, and without them looking at you sideways, talking about what you speaking to me for, it's crazy. Then you turn around, you turn your TV on. What do you get on the TV? All you get is hatred, fighting, killing, stealing, doing all kinds of stuff. It's always something against somebody. Just can't be any kindness. And you watch that stuff, a lot of people, man, they take that stuff and they practice it. And it's crazy. But there is no love for anybody anymore. And you know what? It's gonna get worse. But we, as trying to be Christians, need to do all we can to try and continue to just be kind to one another. Okay? It's easy. All right. But anyway, excuse me, we're gonna take a look at these scriptures and see if we can get a little bit of understanding on it, because I'm gonna tell you something, people, this thing is just getting terrible. I was watching on the TV on some of them videos, man, about how people get pulled over just for a simple speeding ticket or just running a red light or something, and all they're gonna get is a ticket and let them go on their way. But they want to run that mouth, talk to that police without giving him respect. Be kind to those guys, man, and 9 times out of 10, they'll be kind to you. Hey, you get your little ticket and you go on, but you gonna run your mouth, it's gonna go in a totally different direction, or the direction that you would not want it to go. Okay. But anyway, let me stop sharing these. We're gonna go ahead and get into these scriptures right quick. I don't have a lot today, but just want to take a look at this right quick. Okay. But we are going to start this in Ephesians. Ephesians, the fourth chapter. And I'm going to start reading at verse 31. And it reads, Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake has forgiven you. Okay? You pray that Lord's Prayer when you're talking about forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. You want the Lord to forgive you? Hey, you need to learn to forgive somebody else. Okay? And because otherwise you don't forgive them for what they may do to you. Look, you think the Lord's gonna forgive you? Hey, telling you. You've got to try and be kind to one another. Put away all that wrath and anger and speaking evil to people, man. We're going to read it, man, because look, a lot of times a soft answer will turn away wrath. We're going to read that and we'll show you. But let's go a little bit further here. Let's go over here to, let's go to Matthew's right quick. Go to Matthew's, the fifth chapter. And I'm going to start reading at 43. And it reads, and all of this is read right here that we're about to read here in Matthew's. Okay. This is Jesus speaking himself. All right. Look, ye have heard that it has been said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. You heard that, right? 44. But I say unto you, Lord say unto you, look, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. Okay? Understand, man. Look, you got somebody, man, and you know is your enemy. It's difficult. to try and love them. Understand that. Granted, they do something to you. It's it's hard to forgive sometimes. But Lord say you gotta love them, man. You gotta forgive them and try to forget it. Okay, now that's the hard part right there. Try to forget it. 'Cause every time you see them, it's gonna come back to you. But that's the thing. Lord said, love them, man. And regardless, it's difficult. Look, and great is your reward. It will be in heaven for you. Okay, wait. All right. So let's just try our best to do what the Lord say. Verse 45. Look, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. You see that? God is not a respect of person. I mean, look, he let it rain on the uh on the just as well as the unjust. Okay. I mean, he is very merciful. He loves us and he is love. Okay. And he expects us to love one another. To do that, being kind to one another. All right. But let's go a little bit further here. Let's go over here to let's see. Going to Romans right quick. I got a verse over here right quick. I want to read to you. Going to Romans, the second chapter. Romans 2, and I want to read one verse, verse 11. And look at this, man. I just mentioned it, but I want to read it to you because I don't like to tell you nothing I can't read to you. All right. This is Romans 2 and 11. And it reads, look, for there is no respect of persons with God. You see that? He treats us all the same. All right. Okay. You do good, he gonna treat you good. All right. You do bad, he gonna treat you bad. He can do something to you. Okay. But he don't care. It don't matter who you are. I don't care. All your righteousness that you've been doing and you turn from it, hey, it ain't even going to be mentioned. Okay? So let's keep these things in mind, man. Just walk uprightly before God, man. Love thy neighbor as thyself. You ain't gonna do no harm to him. All right. But let's go further. Let's go back to Matthew, the fifth chapter, right quick. There's something else I want to show you over here. This is Matthew's 5, and I'm gonna start reading at verse 5. And it reads, look, and all this is in red as well. And this is good reading, man. This stuff here, right here, man, it really will help you in life. But look at it. This is Matthew's 5 and verse 5. And it reads, look. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Look at that. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Verse 7. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, the pure in mind. Okay, for they shall see God, and that's what we want to do. Look, okay. Blessed are the peacemakers, always trying to stir up discontent and hate and everything, man. Try and be a peacemaker, all right? For they shall be called the children of God, okay? Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. When you say kingdom of heaven, I mean that kingdom of heaven that'd be coming down here to this earth, okay? So don't think you're going up to heaven, okay? All right, verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. So look, man, blessed are you, man. Let them do what they do. Okay. You just walk away, say something bad to you. Look, don't reciprocate. Don't render evil for evil. Walk away. Okay. Sometimes it's best not to say anything just for the sake of argument. Okay. A lot of time we don't say nothing. Look, because look, is it going to make a difference? If you do, turn away wrath. All right. But let's go further. Let's go over here to let's go to James right quick. That's something I want to show you over here in the book of James. Going to James, the third chapter. Let me say James 3. And I want to start reading at verse, let's see, at verse 13. And it reads, look, who is a wise man endowed with knowledge among you? Hmm? Look, Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. Cry for wisdom. Lord, give it to you. Look, for wisdom, man. I'm tell you something, man. Hey, you can read something over in, I think it's over in Psalms, man. Lord say about that wisdom, man. I'm tell you something. It is something. Okay. Look at King Solomon, man. One of the wisest men was on the earth, man. And never be another man that wise. Okay. That brother was so wise. People came from all over to hear the wisdom of that man. Okay. Well, look, verse 14. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your heart and your mind, glory not, and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descendeth not from above, it don't come from heaven. Look, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish. Understand? Look, verse 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. Okay? But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. See that? So look, man, that wisdom, man, that coming from above will even get you salvation. Okay? Because you will be wise in all that you do, in your speaking. When you talk to somebody, always trying to make peace. Okay? But let's go further. We in James. Let's go to James, the first chapter. There's something else I want to show you right here. This is James 1. James 1, I'm start reading at let's see. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. James 1 and verse 19. And it reads, look, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Okay? Don't be always running around, running your mouth all the time. Also, be slow to speak. Okay? And be quick to hear. Just be more apt to hear than to speak. Look, and slow to wrath. Don't be so quick to get angry with somebody. All right. Oh, verse 20. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God, wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. Okay? You seek those things, okay? And that will save your soul, okay? Think on those things, all right? Let's go one more place here in James, right quick. This is James 3, and I'll start reading verse 5. And it reads, and this is, pay close attention to this one, okay? Look, James 3 and 5, and it reads, look, even so the tongue, that little bit of memory we got in our mouths, look, even so, the tongue is a little member, small member, and boasted great things. Oh, behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. This tongue, man, it's as strong as a fire. Look, and the tongue is a fire, okay? A world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body. You see that? And setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. Whew, boy, this tongue is something else. Got to learn to control it. Okay, and subdue that thing. All right. Although it's small, but it can boast some terrible things. Okay. And once you throw something out there, can't take it back. You know what I'm saying? And it could stir up some serious anger, wrath, confusion. Okay, so we have to learn to control this tongue. All right, but let's go to the Old Testament for a minute here. Let's go to Proverbs. Excuse me. Going to Proverbs, the 16th chapter here. Where we at? Proverbs 16. Here we go. Proverbs 16, and I'm gonna start reading at verse 27. Look at this. Uh, and it reads, An ungodly man diggeth up evil, and in his lips there is as a burning fire, just like that old tongue, man. That is a fire. All right, look, a forward man soweth strife, and a whisperer separateth chief friends. Ain't that something? Man, telling you. But look at this. Proverbs 18. Look at this. Proverbs 18 and one verse here, verse 24. And it reads, a man that has friends must show himself friendly. Okay? And there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Look at that. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. If you wanna have a friend, show yourself friendly, and he will stick to you like glue. Okay, closer than a brother is what the book say, right? Okay, well, let's go further. Let's go to Proverbs 15. Oh, these Proverbs, man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I love this book right here. I love the book of Proverbs. All right, it's Proverbs 15, and I'm gonna start reading. Let's see here. I'm gonna start reading at verse 1, and it reads, look, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. You see that? Somebody say something to you, man, really burn you up. But look, like I said before, don't render evil for evil. Say something real harsh to you, look, smile, and give them a soft answer. Don't come back with something grievous like that. Okay? Who knows? Maybe that person will look down the road and say, hey, man, you know what? I was treating this guy so bad, or this woman so bad, but yet they maintain their cool. Man, maybe some of it will rub off on them. You never know. Okay? But let's see. Verse 2. The tongue, the tongue of the wise uses knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. And you see that all the time. Some cat always running his mouth about nothing and then talking about people, putting your mouth on somebody. That is not wise. Okay? That is not wise. A man is using knowledge, he uses it right. Okay? But let's see here. Verse 4. Look, a wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. Mm. Verse 7. The lips of the wise that disperse knowledge, but the heart, the mind of the foolish doeth not so. Okay? But verse 9, look, the way of the wicked is an abomination unto the Lord, but he loveth him that followeth after righteousness. The Lord loved the righteous, but he is angry with the wicked every day. Okay? But the way of a wicked man is it's an abomination unto the Lord. Okay? The Lord simply told us to love thy neighbor as thyself. And I'm gonna read that. Matter of fact, we're finna go read that right now. I'm gonna tell you, man. The Lord made this statement to this brother. Oh, this guy had asked the Lord a question, you know, and asked him a question about what's the great commandment, and he wasn't. Let me see what the Lord told this guy here. This is Matthew 22, and I'm gonna start reading that. Let's see here, verse 36, and let's see what happened here. This is Matthew 22 and 36, and it read, look. Master, he's talking to the Lord, right? He said, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? Because we know that the law is the raw law, the commandments, okay? And Jesus said, let's see what the Lord said to him. Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Okay? Look, this is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. See that? Look. Verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Okay? Why he say that? Because look, if you love your neighbor as yourself, you're not going to kill it. You're not going to steal from it. You're not going to lie on, bear false witness against him. You're not going to do anything to hurt him. So I say, love him. You love him, you ain't going to hurt him because you sure ain't going to hurt yourself. So therefore, don't hurt your neighbor. Okay? But keep these things in mind, man. Let us be kind one to another. Walk uprightly before the Lord. Lord, see that man? What did he say? You have a great reward in heaven. Okay. And you ain't going to heaven, but your reward is there waiting on you. And then the Lord's going to bring it down here when he come to give every man according to their works, right? You had some evil works, you're going to get some evil rewards. You had some good works, you're going to get some great rewards. Okay. So keep these things in mind and let us think about it. Look, let us be kind one to another every day. Okay. So with that food for thought, think on these scriptures and words throughout the course of the day. And until next time, peace.